Hi there, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent licensed in all 50 states. Continuing the 10 smartest questions I've ever heard. Link below is the first 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And now we're going to do 5 through 1 because it's important for you to understand these questions, and it might be something in the back of your head. On a side note, I was telling my producer and my lovely CEO, I was like, if I'm ever like on a deathbed somewhere or death row or something, bring me Reese's cups and chicken thighs. And she's like, Reese's? Isn't it Reese's? I'm like, not in the South, it's Reese's. We put emphasis on everything. So Reese's cups. Now, my doctor won't let me eat those anymore, but I'm just saying, if I was dying, that's what I'd have. We're going to talk about the last 5 smartest questions ever in the annuity world, and you need to know them after this. All right, number 5, great question. Should I ladder my MYGAs or just buy the MYGA that I want? Should I ladder them? Great question, smart question. In my opinion, you should at least consider laddering the MYGAs. And MYGAs are the annuity industry's version of a CD. It's a fixed rate principal protection product, no moving parts, no annual fees, no market attachments. You can explain it to a 9-year-old, no offense to 9-year-olds. Very, very simple, very, very good product. But people are always like, well, what about interest rate movement? What about? Well, laddering makes sense because you'll have money coming due every year if you ladder it. So let's just say you had a 3-year, a 4-year, and a 5-year ladder. You had $300,000. You put $100,000 in the 3-year, $100,000 in the 4-year, $100,000 in the 5-year. So you have money coming due starting in year 3, hopefully to attach to rising interest rates because nobody knows where rates are going, if rates are going, how they're going, how much they're going. Nobody knows. You need contractual guarantees, but laddering MYGAs is a very, very smart choice. Good question. The number 4 smartest question on the annuity planet comes to the laddering thing again, and I think this is a good question. Should I ladder the income start date? It's a good question, and here's the answer. Probably, if you need income in the future and if you want to address inflation. Let me give an example. Let's just say, again, $300,000 amount. Let's just say you're 65 years old. You could buy a $100,000 lifetime income stream starting at age 70, $100,000 starting at age 75, $100,000 starting at age 80. That way, regardless of what inflation is, no one knows, is it transitory, is it not transitory, who cares? You're going to have income starting at a future date for life, and you can structure it obviously so that 100% of any unused money can go back to your family. But that way, you don't have to really think about inflation. You don't have to think about living expenses because you have income starting at different intervals. I always think laddering is a good choice, and it's a really good choice if you're looking at it from an income start standpoint. Number 3 is a very good question. Once again, it's a laddering question. Should I ladder the purchasing of annuities? Great question. Got a call the other day, and the person they're in their 50s, and they're like, I'm thinking about putting $500,000 in this income annuity that starts at a future date. Does that make sense for me? I'm like, consider laddering that purchase. How does that look? So let's just say 55 years old, you want income to start at 65. That's the bogey. That's where you want to go. But you still need growth. You still need market attachments. You're young in the life insurance company's eyes, the annuity company's eyes. What should you do? My recommendation is to consider laddering the purchase of that lifetime income. So in other words, on this example, the $500,000 amount, $100,000 defer to 65. Next year, $100,000 defer to 65 until you've done 5 years of purchasing, all starting at age 65. That way you keep your powder dry. That way you can get some growth from the non-annuity assets, the market growth assets, and it just makes sense. So the younger you are when you call me and you're looking for lifetime income, yes, we can lock and load and do the whole thing, and you know exactly to the penny what it's going to be in the future, but I'm going to recommend you considering also laddering that purchase date and getting a little bit more growth out of that non-annuity asset base, that growth stuff, mutual funds, ETFs, whatever you're doing, because you're so young. So that's a very good question. It's certainly something for you to consider. All right, Number 2, the second smartest question I've heard in a long, long time. Should I keep the current annuity that I own? Boy, this is a loaded question. You got to be careful who you ask this to. If you ask this to me or one of my experts that I have stamped approval on, they're going to ask the right question, which is tell us about the annuity that you own. If you ask some grifter, sociopath agent out there, should I move this annuity? Guess what they're going to say? Oh, yeah, you should move it. I get an upfront bonus. Blah, 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 blah. No. Listen, annuity companies have the big buildings for a reason. They're smart. Number 1, they know when we're going to die. And number 2, they're smart. Okay? So they'll design a product so it's really hard to transfer. Wouldn't you? If you're CEO of an annuity company and you're designing products, wouldn't you make it hard to transfer it? Not hard administratively, but in other words, you don't want to leave the benefits on the table. Let me give you an example. Let's just say you bought an index annuity or variable annuity with an income rider. An income rider is an income benefit for future lifetime income stream, okay? So you draw a line down a blank sheet of paper. Here's the index or variable annuity side, the real money, and here's the monopoly money for the lifetime income, but you can use that for lifetime income. And let's just say the annuity that you own, you put in $100,000 and this side's worth $200,000 and the income benefit side's worth $350,000. You can't transfer the $350,000. You can only transfer this side. Okay? So should you keep the annuity? Probably. You might hate the agent that sold it to you, but we're going to say, listen, to get the highest contractual guarantee, you're going to have to stay in that policy. Okay? Because in the annuity industry, when you fill out the application paperwork to transfer an annuity and you do it right and you do it truthfully and you do it as a fiduciary, you have to prove mathematically that the annuity that you're going to offers a higher contractual guarantee than the annuity that you're coming from. Okay? And don't allow some idiot to say, well, you transfer for the upfront bonus. That's crazy and illegal. Okay? So, I mean, you just have to be careful out there, period. You have to, if it sounds too good to be true, it is every single time. So when you're talking about your current annuity, we're going to look at it from what you're trying to do. So let's just give you another example. This happened the other day. Gentleman called, he had a variable annuity. Okay, and we don't sell variable annuities. We don't sell anything that goes down. We don't have anything against them. That's just our motto. You own an annuity for what it will do, not what it might do. Look at the studio we're shooting it in. But the gentleman wanted to create a lifetime income stream, use and convert it into an immediate annuity. He's like, I really don't like this variable annuity company. I just want to transfer it to the best immediate annuity. We said, okay, but what we have to do legally is have you call that current company, have them run the immediate annuity quote structure that you're looking for. You're going to give us that number, and then we're going to quote all carriers to see if we can contractually beat it. And in this case, he had to stay with the annuity company he hated because they offered the highest contractual guarantee internally when we did an apples-to-apples comparison quote. So the question is, should I keep my current annuity? It's a loaded question, and it's a question you need to be very, very careful who you ask that to, because once an annuity, say, is outside surrender charges, is a deferred annuity like a MYGA or a indexed annuity or variable annuity, and agents and advisors know that it's outside surrender, it's like sharks in the water, man. It's like chum. They're going after it. That doesn't mean you have to transfer that annuity. That doesn't mean that it has to be in your best interest. What we're going to do is exhaust every single thing we can to make sure that the contractual guarantees, you're not leaving them on the table and going somewhere else. We're not going to do that. If we have to make lemonade in some cases and stay in that policy, we are going to advise you to do that. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Annuity companies are smart. They're going to design these products where some of the benefits are not transferable, and the only way to access those benefits is to stay in the policy that you have. In a lot of cases, we will tell you to do just that. All right, we're there. The number one smartest question in the annuity world, on the annuity planet, and Stan the Annuity Man's Unicorns Chasing the Butterfly universe. And here it is. You ready? Do I even need an annuity? That is the smartest question that you can ask yourself and ask me or one of my team. Do I even need an annuity? And we're going to go, I don't know. Let's think about it. How do we determine that? You ask yourself the two questions. What do you want the money to contractually do? When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? And then you look at the PIL acronym. P stands for principal protection, I stands for income for life, L stands for legacy, and the other L stands for long-term care, confinement care. If you do not need to contractually solve for one or more of those items in the PIL, principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care, confinement care, then you do not need an annuity. So if you call it, do I even need an annuity, Stan? And I ask you this question, you're like, nah, I really kind of need growth. I need reasonable rate of return market growth. Then never buy an annuity. Now, I know other people are going to say, well, I can get you the market growth and I can protect the principal. No, okay? Sounds too good to be true. It is every single time. Most people on that PIL acronym, most people are using annuities to either protect the principal or for lifetime income. Those are the two primary uses. Yes, people use it for legacy and long-term care, but principal protection and lifetime income. If you don't need that, then you don't need an annuity. And those are the 10 smartest questions that I've heard so far. If you have any more questions, put them down in the comments box. Give me a virtual high five for how good this video was and informative. Click the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man YouTube video.